have too many windows up at the same time. So her asking to use my laptop wasn't a big deal. So she asked to use my little netbook, and I let her use it. And I think that Chilli told her how to do some sneak computer technology type things, because she asked me this one time, how do you get to your IP address? Where's your IP address? How do you find it? So I show her on mine how to find it. And I think that Chilli wanted this information so she could give it to her tech person, so her tech person could hack my cheap ass netbook. Okay? So that's what I think happens. That Chilli is not only hacking my devices to see if I guess to see if I had this this fascination with her boyfriend the second time around, unbeknownst to the public. Her and Usher Raymond got back together, but also trying to fuck with my life. And as I told you, after I was let go from the temp agency, from this temp assignment, the temp agency said they weren't going to work with me anymore, to place me somewhere else. So I had a difficult time finding work after that, to the point where I couldn't find work. I mean, I couldn't find work for like a good 2 years, to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not even going to look anymore. I'm just not going to look. So that's how Chilli gets into this whole mess. And yes, Tian is in this shit too, because Chilli told Tian about this shit. She told Tian that, and I forgot the interview, but she told Tian about this girl whose relative was really mean and said something about her. And Tian was like, who? And Chilli told her, gave her this look like it was from this contest that we had to get the fans' names on our album. And to prove to you that Chilli and I did communicate, Chilli wrote a letter. Yes, she wrote a letter, and she sent it to my half-aunt's house, and I still have this letter to this day. And to prove to you I'm telling the truth, Tian even mentioned the letter in the interview. She said she called Chilli crazy and said that she wouldn't have done it, because you know that person's going to have that letter, that thing, until the day they die, right? And you're goddamn right. I had that letter in Chilli Rosanda Thomas's handwriting to this day. And this was sent to me back in 2012, 2013, something like that. And I still have that letter to this day. To this day, sweetie, I have this letter. So yes, everything I'm telling you is absolutely the truth. So Chilli can deny it and say she never called my half-aunt's house. She can say she never wrote a letter to me. She can say that she never spoke to my half-cousin Kidada. She never received any of my postcards, when I'm telling you I was the one who wrote those postcards with the Tower Record emblem on them. I was the one who did that. She was talking about me. All this stuff I'm telling you is absolutely the truth. And yes, my name is on the bottom left corner of the album. Unfortunately, I didn't get a copy, and I can't find a copy of the original artwork for this album to save my soul, because they changed it, like she told me. And I do believe that Chilli has something to do with it. I do believe Chilli asked them to change it anyway, even though there probably were legal reasons why they changed it. But I do believe Chilli prompted them to change it too, because she didn't want me to be known. She didn't want me to be seen. This girl that supposedly likes my boyfriend, Usher Raymond, which will make me a fan if I did like him and I did not like him. She thinks she's supposed to be famous. She's going to be more famous than me. She's supposed to be this. She's supposed to be that. And I'm going to stop her. I'm going to stop her. And yes, I do believe she stopped me from working. Yes. So that was the first time. In 2020, that's when Christopher Maurice Brown was contacted. And that's what I did. That's what I explained to you guys when I did that video. I think it was my second video. Is actually labeled Stalker Chronicles in the beginning. Those are videos number 3. Is number 3, 3B, and 3C. That's when I go into how Christopher Maurice Brown was contacted by those Arizona assholes when I was attending school by force, basically. Because I wasn't going to take a 0. I wasn't going to take a 0. If I just left the school, I would have to get all Fs, because they weren't going to let me just withdraw from the school. I would have to just take all Fs. And I've done that before, where I've taken Fs for things, and I'm not going to take an F. I'm not going to just stop coming to class. I've done that before, and I'm not going to do that. So I was forced to go to this goddamn school. I was forced to go to this goddamn school. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just stop coming to class. I'm going to have to just stick it out. So that's how, from 2012 or 2013, whenever that fan mail album came out, up until 2020, the second celebrity, Christopher Maurice Brown, starts stalking me. And then not only Christopher Maurice Brown, wait a minute, because his boys reached out to Neo, Paris Cokehead Hilton, yes. They reached out to Jay Lopez, yeah, Jay Lopez, her ass, and a slew of other celebrities, trust me, to the point where one of them even came and brought his ass all the way up to Virginia, yes, and threw shit on my name, pretty much in front of my face. And that's another video for another time. This video is probably like 30 minutes long right now. I'm sorry, you guys, it's so long. The digital camera is going to break it up into pieces. Just try to follow along as best you can. But that's my story of being stalked. And this is my fight to get my life back. I'm sitting in my BMW today. Today is April 28th. And I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I'm going to get money to pay for 2 more weeks worth of gas. You know, I have some money, but I got to think about the weeks after that. I got to think about food to put in my belly. Because Neo, Christopher Maurice Brown, and the rest of these fuckers, those 4 fuckers from Arizona, have been keeping me from working to the point where they have contacted people at background check companies and told them that if I apply for jobs, to not hire me. If I apply for jobs on Indeed, if you don't know what that is, it's a website, it's a job posting website where people look for work. And they told people at Indeed, if I apply for jobs on that job posting website, to not let them hire me. They even had Indeed changed their website up so much so that you need a phone number, which you never needed a phone number for, to log in. And I wasn't doing that shit. Because my phone, again, was being hacked. My phone is being monitored, is being stalked by some stinky ass woman at a telecommunications company. I don't know if she works for a mobile company or if she works for an actual phone company. And yes, people still have landline phones. I don't know which one she works for, but this bitch has been monitoring my phones. Wherever I use my phone, if I turn my phone on, wherever it pings, wherever it turns on and it hits that tower, all the phones around me will ping, and she calls every single person around me. She calls commercial businesses, and yes, the people at this casino called Dottie's out here in Nevada are literally watching me. Literally watching my ass, bro. Where I park my car in this parking lot. They have been watching me for the better part of a year, really. But I'm going to say they've been going really hard the last, 6 to 8 months. That's how strongly this shit is. These boys at from Arizona State University has had the people at Sirius XM Radio. Yes, the people at Sirius XM Radio follow me because that box that's in your car, that everybody has in their car, is nothing but a tracker. And unfortunately, BMW with the 2011s made it so difficult to have that tracker taken out or disconnected. They're not like the Dodges. The Dodges, you can just go through the glove compartment, and in the back of the glove compartment is a black wall. You can pull the black wall down and disconnect it. Well, guess what? You can't do that with the 2011 BMWs. You physically have to take off the dashboard and get behind the dashboard and then disconnect the blue box and take it out of the space. And I can't do that. I don't know that much about cars. I can't physically do that. But that's how it's designed. So even if, and I listen to CDs, I listen to stuff from my day. I listen to music from the 90s, early 2000s. That's the stuff I like. So I listen to CDs. Yes, I have a CD player. Yes, I can still play MP3s. I can play MP3s in here, but I prefer playing music in my CD drive. And yes, I have CDs, loads of CDs. And in order for me to get to my CD player, I either have to toggle past the Sirius XM Radio icon, or I have to physically push a button to display all three, the tuner, the Sirius XM radio, and then the CD player, and then press the button for the CD player to play. Or I had to put in the CD player. I had to actually put a CD in there, and even sometimes then, if I put the CD in the CD player, it's not automatically going to play. I had to actually then switch over to the CD player on my 2011. So this is the shit I've had to deal with. And yes, that's a totally different story about the Sirius XM radio people that I can tell you in a separate video. Again, another video. I'm not making this shit up. I want these people held accountable. I want Neo. I want Chris Brown. I want Chilli's ass. I want all their asses to come to the fucking carpet. I want their asses to give me compensation. The only people I don't want to give me compensation is Chilli, because they don't have any money. And I'm going to tell you why. When I used to be on those black blogs I was telling you about, when I couldn't work and I had nothing better to do, but I think I had gone back home to the Southwest, and I was back in school, and I was taking classes, and I came back out to the East Coast. I was in school, but not really. I was in school, but not really in school. And I had to submit shit. So I was online on these blogs. And in this black blog in particular, there's this woman who worked at a bank, a small black-owned bank. And I know this is true because Chilli and T-Boz were both trying to promote this really small black-owned bank. I guess it was in Georgia where they live. But they were trying to promote for Black History Month or something like that, these small black banks, like telling people to put money in small banks, especially black-owned banks. Well, somebody from that bank put their shit on blast and said that they didn't have any money, that the only money that they had was like $1 million. All they had was $1 million each. Chilli had $1 million and T-Boz had $1 million. So I don't want any money from T-Boz and Chilli because I know they don't have any money. And that would have been back in 2016 or so, maybe 2014, 15, when this was going on, probably about 2015, 2016. And so I don't know. I know they don't have any money, and I don't think the time has done them well. I don't think they have much more than that to this day. They probably have less than $1 million. They probably have a little bit more than $1 million, but they don't have that much money. But I absolutely want compensation from Christopher Maurice Brown, and from Neo, and from Paris, and from J-Lo ass. And trust me, there's way more people than that I can mention. You have YouTubers, yes. Let's get down into the gutter, into the sewage. YouTubers who are fucking with my life. You have derelicts, homeless people fucking with my motherfucking life. Yes, the YouTubers and the fucking homeless people, the fucking garbage of society, fucking with my goddamn life and fucking with my ride. There's a whole lot of shit I can tell you guys. All ties back to these boys from Arizona State University. They have people at the library here in Henderson. You want to know why it takes me so long? One of the reasons why it takes me so long to upload these videos, one is because I have to use an alternative device. I can't go to the libraries now because they kicked me out of the library because there was an incident. And I put a video up at Paseo Verde Library. I then went over to the Green Valley Library. Well, because I was kicked out of Paseo Verde Library, they said I can't go to the one at Green Valley. That's a whole nother video, and I have it on my channel as well, and I'll explain that later. But I don't use a desktop computer. And I can't use the cheap-ass $156 laptop that I bought because that was hacked. Yes, that was hacked. By who? By the hackers that those boys from Arizona State University has been using to stalk me. With whose blessing? The people at Green Valley Library here in Henderson, Nevada. Fucking facts. That's another video in itself. So it takes me a long time because I have to use an alternative device, and really it's going to be the same no matter what device I use unless they fuck with the download speed at the library. So that's number one. Number two, because they can actually adjust your speed so you can't download shit or upload shit. In this case, upload shit at the library. They can do that shit. I used to code. I'm not really into computers anymore because of everything I've been going through for the last 13 years. I've kind of been in and out of the world of computers, and the last 5 years I've definitely not been into coding at all. I think the last time I coded something would probably been 2022 when I coded something. That was it. But this thing I'm telling you is the truth. So it takes me a while. I have to go to another space to use their Wi-Fi, which I'm totally okay with, and I have to use an alternative device to upload this shit. And YouTube has it so this shit takes a long ass time to upload. So I have YouTube's bullshit, and then I have the upload speed at whatever facility that I'm using, plus my device, and this shit just takes a long ass time. It just takes a long fucking time. It is what it is. So I have to rely on the resources that are available to me to communicate with you guys. Okay? So I know this video is probably like 45 minutes long. I apologize, but I gotta get all this shit out because I know I'm kind of all over the place, and it's because the last 13 years has been like I had a great life. Like, I had a great life. My life was going great until people started fucking with it to make it more difficult. And even though there were some obstacles in the way, God always made it so I was able to overcome those obstacles. I would move around them. I would go over them. I would blow them up, whatever. God always had it so that I was always good. So I always had money. But it's just the last 5 years, more specifically this last year, that has been the most difficult for me. Because now I'm running out of money. Even the money that was left to me, I spent all that, and it's gone. Like, that money is gone. So I only have a little bit of money left over to live off of, and now I have to rely on my family to help pay my bills and give me money. And this is the most ridiculous thing ever, because I used to give them money. Just because, not like 20 bucks either. I'm talking about I would give them a couple $100. You know, I've even lent one of my half brothers, that asshole, probably to the tune of probably between $5,000 and $10,000. I've given him $5,000 to $10,000. I've given his ass. This is no exaggeration. That's how much money I've had of my own. It wasn't a big deal. I used to work, but I didn't really work and make a whole lot of money. I just worked, you know, because school was always my priority. And I had other things. I want to start my business. I want to do this. So I was kind of like scatterbrained. I was all over the place, putting my eggs in different baskets and things. And if I didn't want to work, I just didn't work. And I had money to live off of because I didn't have to work. So I had money all over the place. So it was never really a problem. You know what I'm saying? So if you look, like, salary-wise, I didn't make much money, but I didn't have a lot of bills. I didn't have any debts. I don't have any children. I didn't have a mortgage. I didn't have any debts. So I could spend my money however I wanted to or save it how I wanted to. That's what I should do. So this last year, specifically the last couple of months, has been very, very trying for me because I'm not working, and I've put in 350 applications on Indeed, and a lot of those jobs expire. After a period of time, they expire. And I've not been able to get a job because, again, the background check company that the boys from Arizona State University have been using, the background check company that Chris Maurice Brown, Neo, Paris Hilton, J-Lo, Brandy, Monica, Ray J, yes, all those fuckers too, all are gay, by the way, all are gay, have been using to fuck with my goddamn name and fuck with my ability to fucking work. I've not been able to have the life that I really should have in terms of how I would live my everyday life. I never really concerned myself with money, but I concerned myself with money because I always want to make sure I had something put aside in case of an emergency, but I never really concerned myself with the day-to-day expenses. So this is where I am right now, and I'm relying on my family to help me. And this is the most ridiculous thing ever. This has never been my fucking life. Ever. I've always had money. So, yeah, I do expect financial compensation from those motherfuckers. I do expect the police to come in and help. I reached out to the FBI, and there's a letter on my website, again, thebabiesnest2022.wordpress.com, in which I complained to them about me being hacked, being stalked by people from Arizona State University, that the people at the library, Green Valley Library, here in Henderson, Nevada, Paseo Verde Library in Henderson, Nevada, Libby Mill Library in Richmond, Virginia, Fairfield Library in Henderson, Virginia, and yes, Joy Gunn, who is the root of the situation out here in Henderson, Nevada's libraries, is definitely going to call over to Fairfield Library in Richmond, Virginia to see if they're stalking